Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Couch Commentary, the show where I sit down and watch some movie. Today's movie is Wish Upon. The critically acclaimed movie from 2017 from director, I don't remember your name. This movie, if you don't know, is quite possibly the funniest movie of 2017. This is just the best thing. And it's not a comedy. It's a horror movie that they just failed so spectacularly at that it becomes one of the funniest things I have ever seen in my entire life. And it starts off with this opening scene. This opening scene, we see some horrible shots of a mother and her children, and she wraps up some mysterious object and throws it away. I wonder what that could be. Definitely not the wish box, because that's a plot twist to come later. But it gets kicked off just in the best way possible with a suicide and a hilariously bad transition. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, it's just terrible. Oh, just terrible. Now we skip forward a little bit and we see that the bike is in the same exact position as it was on the day that this girl's mom killed herself. And now it's in the same position 10 years later, or however long later. And we established that the girl's dad is a dumpster diver. Why? I think he's literally only a dumpster diver so that the plot can move forward and he can find the box in a dumpster, the wish box. I think that's the only reason. I think that's literally it, because the movie just doesn't know how to find the box otherwise, even though it could have just written it differently. You could have just written the movie to not have the main character or the main character's mom throw the box away, just have her like stash it somewhere and then they uncover it or something. Anything else but what they did. And that's sort of the theme of this movie is everything you're doing is wrong and anything else that you could have done would have been better.
I'm a monster mutant master, man. I know, awesome, yes.
Got it.
Sorry, don't mind him.
My bad. Seriously, bird ass? Recycle first?
So we see some typically comical, over-the-top bullying of our main character that probably would never happen in a high school. And we finally get our first wish. Our main character, girl, wishes that her high school bully would just go rot. So edgy.
I wish that Darcy Chapman would just, I don't know, but just like go rot.
And we get to see her go rot, which is the first hilarious scene in the movie. If you watch her black friend come into the doorway, his reaction is just priceless. Oh, it's so amazing. Oh, and now the losers, the three losers, our main characters and her two friends, the losers of the school, say that she should have died and that they're happy she's getting her legs and arms cut off.
She's rotting.
Which is not doing much in the way of making them likable, because they're not. And that's sort of the most baffling part of this movie. The main character and her friends are quite possibly the most egregious, dislikable people I have ever seen. They are so unlikable. They're even worse than the bullies are, honestly. They make some of the most juvenile wishes I've ever seen with this wish box, and they make some of the most comically bad decisions I think I've ever seen. And it doesn't get any better. They start off as bad people, and then they end as worse people, especially our main character. She ends the movie as a worse person than she started it. And that could be an interesting plot thread. Like, she could start as a good person, and sort of the box turns her into a bad person, sort of greedy, evil kind of person. And that might be interesting. But the way that the movie takes it is that she's just a dislikable person, and then she turns into a evil person. So the arc with our main character is like the worst thing ever. So we see that her dog dies, and she's sad about it, and then we get to see that she has 2 followers on Pixapost, which I'm assuming are just her 2 friends. So she's a comical loser. They've taken her character and tried to make her so sympathetic that it just comes off hilarious. Like, her dad's a dumpster diver. Their house is completely run down on the outside with a bike rusting in the front lawn. And she has 2 friends. Literally only 2 friends. Like, they try so hard to make her sympathetic, but she's just horrible for the whole movie.
I wish that Paul Middlebrook would fall madly in love with me.
Brew! Gotcha. Scared you. Scared you.
And we see her now we see her second wish, which is just as juvenile as the first wish, where she wishes that her crush would fall madly in love with her, even though he hasn't even noticed she's there, ever. And, of course, he immediately starts falling in love with her, and we get our first real death scene. The first scene where we see somebody die because of the box. And it's hilarious and so poorly shot that you can't really tell what's happening at first. Like, he gets in the tub, and then, oh no, it fell, and he hit his head. And, oh no, where's this water coming from? Oh.
Paul,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Nothing. So I'll see you around, Claire.
Yeah.
Stop.
Come on. I wish that Uncle August would leave me everything. So there.
So she wishes that her uncle wouldn't cut her out of the will and that he will leave all his valuable possessions to her. And, of course, it comes true. The wish comes true. And then they go on a major shopping spree where she spends literally thousands of dollars just on purses. And the horrible montage ends with Audrey Horne from Twin Peaks dying in another death sequence. But this time, instead of it being very quick and blunt like the grandpa or the uncle's death scene was, this one goes on for way longer than it should. And I'll just super cut it or together make it go super quickly to show how long this sequence is, because it cuts in between Audrey Horne trying to fish something out of her disposal, to our main character seeing the wish box playing music for the first time. And it's like this elongated bait and switch sequence where you think that her hand is gonna get caught in the blender, and then it's her hair, and she like breaks her neck or something, and it doesn't make any sense. And of course it's hilarious. So now she's trying to figure out what the box says, and she goes to her token Chinese friend to fill her in on what it means. And he says, I can't do that. So he takes her to his cousin, I think, and she reads some of the box, but not all of it, for really no reason. She has trouble translating some of it.
What do these numbers mean on the bottom?
I have no idea.
A mystery.
It also says, when the music ends, something happens.
Like...
I don't know, it could be a few different things, but my guy Mike at UWA, he's pretty smart, so I will let you know what he says.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, well, me and my tawns need some time alone. I prefer to destroy them in private. Need anything else?
Nope, we're out.
Oh,
It's great to meet you.
you too.
Thanks.
Hey. She's cute. Ask her out.
I'm trying.
Good luck. Wow.
And then our main character makes another horrifically juvenile wish, where she wishes that her dad was cool.
Dad, what are you doing?
What are you talking about? I'm just hanging out with Carl, picking up some stuff.
Dad, we live in a freaking mansion. What else do you need?
Claire, it's not
No,
big.
forget about it. Oh. You didn't see that.
No, totally didn't see your dad digging through the trash at all.
I wish that my dad would just stop being so embarrassing.
So the next person that dies is the cousin of the token Asian boy, and this is where the movie completely disregards its own rules. And of course, none of it makes any sense up until this point, and we're like halfway through the movie, and nothing of any consequences really happened. But the rules that it just established are completely thrown out the window, where it's like the box will kill somebody that you're close to for one of your wishes to come true, but then it just kills this random person that she met for 5 seconds. And it's another sequence that's so poorly shot that you have no clue what the frick is happening until it shows exactly what happened. Then we get some more scenes of our main character not caring at all about the fact that she's killing a whole bunch of people with her use of the box. And she watches her dad play saxophone and then wanders around school, talks to her popular boyfriend, and whatever, man. All of this is stupid nonsense. So of course our main character makes another horribly juvenile wish and wishes that she would be the most popular person in school. As if our main character wasn't unlikable enough already. She just wishes that she was popular now.
I wish that I was the most popular girl in school. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So at this point in the movie, it's established that she knows that it works. She knows that it works, and she's done it 4 or 5 times now. So why not wish for money at this point? Why not wish for like $1 billion and then just go retire and leave school and do whatever you want? Why keep making these horrible wishes about being popular in high school? What is your problem?
Wild-hearted rebel in me
Then we get some scenes of her friends yelling at her for being a bad friend and not making wishes on their behalf, even though she went on a shopping spree and spent thousands of dollars on them, making them more unlikable, even though they were already unlikable. Now it's just worse. So this next scene, when they go to this high school romp or something, where they go on like a scavenger hunt, we find out that there is a person stalking her, and we find out that the person stalking her was her new boyfriend, Paul, or whatever his frick his name is, that she wished would fall madly in love with her. So the way he falls madly in love with her is that he stalks her and takes pictures of her at night. But we get the payoff to the wish where she wishes she was popular, and we get this horrifically long scene where it cuts in between the three friends talking and doing the scavenger hunt while her main character's dad is like fixing a tire on his BMW, and we see the tire like roll away and get hit by another car and miss his head, and then the jack start to teeter, oh no! And then it's just the black friend that's horrible and I hate, that falls in an elevator and gets killed by the glass in the elevator. Wow. The most anticlimactic scene I've ever seen in my whole life. And our main characters talk a little bit about multiverses some more in a couple scenes that don't go anywhere and are completely pointless. And then we finally get the payoff to the boyfriend stalker scene where he cuts his wrists in front of her. And that's the end of that. It's again, it's a subplot that goes nowhere and is completely pointless. What is the point of this? Why is it in this movie?
You need to leave right now.
What if I said, I don't want to live without you, and I don't want you to live without me?
Please, you just leave.
So we're done?
Oh my God. Yes.
I love you, Claire.
Then she misplaces the wish box and finds out that Barb from Stranger Things stole it. And she gets it back, goes home, and says she has 2 wishes left, so she wants to try and beat the box. And as we see her make her second to last wish, where she wants her mom to be alive again, we also see the hilariously bad painting of a couple mountains and a face again, which is a staple of this movie. Anytime that she's in her room, you see this stupid painting just propped up in the background to show that she's a painter, even though you never really see her doing painting ever. It just says this is her result of her painting. It's so bad. I mean, I don't know why I'm pinpointing these nitpicks, but it's just terrible. This is where the movie finally makes some sense out of the multiverse subplot. And for anyone that isn't completely paying attention to this movie, you'll completely miss it because it's not set up or paid off in any significant way, and it comes out of nowhere frequently and feels completely untied to the movie. But it turns out, as far as I'm guessing, it turns out that the box uses multiverses to make wishes come true. It changes the multiverse to make your wish come true, which seems like an interesting idea, but when you think about it for 2 seconds, it's not that smart. It's just making wishes anyway and pretending to explain it.
I wish my mother never committed suicide. Oh God.
Claire?
Mom? I missed you so much.
You missed me so much?
Happy birthday, we got you cake. I'm present.
So anyway, we get the death scene for her last wish, and it's hilarious. It's her dad. So here we go. Here we go. She runs out, and oh, who's this? Who's talking to me? Oh no! The ladder slipped. No! And so she decides to go back to the day that she found the box and take it.
One wish left. I know how to beat you. I want to go back. I want to go back before I got you. I want to go back. My final wish is I want to go back to the morning my dad found you.
So that nobody else can get it, but then she just gives it to her token Asian friend for no reason.
Just bury it. No shortcuts.
Okay.
I'll see you around.
And then dies. And that's the movie. That's Wish Upon. This movie is hilarious. I love this movie. I think this is, again, the funniest movie of 2017. It's comedic perfection.